Hello, EDLS 700 candidates. Dr. Palermo with your Week 7 mini lecture and instructional video. Hope that you're enjoying strategic leadership. This week I'm asking you to read Chapter 3, Strategic Acting, and to think a little bit about a strategic initiative in your district or perhaps at your school. Um, uh, think deeply about that. What is a strategic action? And there are big strategic actions. Again, several of you are working in Johnson County and have described JOCO 2020 as a strategic plan for the district. When you're analyzing or doing an assessment of strategic initiative this week, I wouldn't choose something that big, that massive. Perhaps a smaller component of JOCO 2020. What kind of training is going on with folks? Or what are some other initiatives that I've thought about that you could analyze or think about in terms of strategic action? Some districts I know have gone to a school-wide or a district-wide one-to-one computer initiative where they're trying to put Chromebooks in every child's hand. That's a strategic initiative. That's a district-wide initiative to try to increase student achievement through the use of this technology. Well, how's that going? So you're going to be invited in this dialogue post for Chapter 3 to do something called an after-action review. It's based on an Army model, but in the military, after a strategic initiative, after a battle, after a sortie, they debrief and do an after-action review. So it could be something small or something bigger, but something strategic. Maybe you have a publicity campaign that you're trying at your school. Wake County Schools, I know, has done Renaissance schools. Taking some low-performing schools and adding additional resources, training for staff. That's a big strategic initiative, but do an after-action review. How's it going? Yes, one-to-one, Renaissance schools, a training component of some sort is a strategic initiative to try to move the dial. So think about strategic action and identify a strategic action, and do an AAR, an after-action review of that. This is not asking you to go out and dig up a whole bunch of data. This is an anecdotal, your story about the initiative, and use the, I think there are 6 questions involved in the AAR. So check that out, and that's your reading and writing for this week. Now, you should be working on those ODPs. You should be gathering data and getting with someone and analyzing that data for your ODP Part A. We are going to meet again in about 10 days on March 10th for our face-to-face session in Goldsboro. At that time, I want to do a peer review using the rubric and applying it. So please bring draft copies of your ODP A, which is due a couple of days later, due to me in Blackboard for a formative assessment. But do a peer assessment with it that weekend, please. So you have about a 2-week window here to work on those ODPs and get some stuff together to bring, please. Also, I'm going to ask you to spend a little bit of time in EDCI 701 prior to that March 10th meeting. Do complete exercises 1.1 and 1.2. about your focus, your interests, your thoughts about topics for your dissertation. That's what that's all about. It does take a couple of hours. These are reflective writing practices that go over to 701 and check it out if you haven't already. Make sure you've done that stuff prior to our March 10th face-to-face. I think that's about all for this week. I do want to reach out and tell you that if you're struggling with your ODP or something else, please write to me, please call. Another option is to a scheduled Zoom meeting. If you want, if you need consultation or help with any of your work, especially the ODP, write to me. We can set up a Zoom if you'd like. Have a great week. Thank you.